trying it out. Trying out something new. Trying out something that I hope works. Because if it does, it may be completely revolutionary. So, with that being said, this is the Leal Legacy.
Who's the leader of the pack, bringing legacy to you? Legacy-CLUB, it's true. Stand up, gear up, join the fight. We're as fierce as we can be. With grit and might, we claim the night. We're the Legacy. Legacy Club. Legacy Club. Strong and unbreakable. Warriors with fire inside. In our hearts, we're invincible. Legacy Club.
All right. You're all right. I'm all right. Well, I'm all right, but I don't know if you're all right. Are you all right? Are you? I hope so. Genuinely. I'd like for you to be all right. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what we're doing. And it's probably going to be bumpy. It's probably going to be noisy. It's probably going to be clicky. It's probably going to be, man, it's just, I don't know. It's going to be. We're all going to be. You're going to be. I'm going to be. Laughing like, oh no. What's his name? Laughing like the dude from Dracula. What was his name? I don't remember. The guy that goes, or is that right? That's what he does. From Dracula, the OG Dracula, Bela Lugosi Dracula. This is pretty impromptu. It's an impromptu to do, an impromptu to do, because I was not in any way confident that my children would be going to sleep. Well, two of my children are home. Two of my children are not. So, yeah, we had little wacky nap times today. And I was not really sure how this night was going to fly. So I got myself into an editing project. I am editing a video for our Leal Legacy View YouTube channel, or you know what, just for leallegacy.com, for Leal Legacy View. It's a Leal Legacy View video. Let's put it that way, because I'm so over social media and the various outlets and all these things. They don't matter. I don't care. I don't like them. I don't care to do them. So all I give a flip about is our own website, leallegacy.com. So go there, check it all out there. But I'm editing a Leal Legacy View video, and I didn't want to stop. I did not want to stop doing what I'm doing, because I really want to crank these out. I really want to I have so much, just too much footage from just over time from family Disney trips and other things that I don't like editing, guys. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it at all. So I don't prioritize it. I put it off. And while I put it off, I collect I love to shoot. Boy, howdy, do I love to shoot. So I shoot, and then it just sits. It's just archived and sits, and nothing comes of it. I have grand ideas and grand plans while I'm in the moment with my camera, collecting footage. And then when it comes time to do the edit, I'm just like, I don't feel like doing it. And then while I'm stockpiling footage, I just become overwhelmed. It just feels daunting. I'm just like, I have so much to go through. I have so much to do. I have so much that needs to get completed that I put it off. I'm a procrastination station. Procrastination station. But I'm trying my best to not be that way. I'm trying my best to not be me. Isn't that weird? But one should try not to be themselves when themselves is counterintuitive to their greater goal. You know what I mean? So instead of just shutting it down and refocusing and setting up, I guess, for podcast mode, I'm staying in editing mode, but I've been good. I've been good the last few weeks, having podcasts come out Monday. I guess that's the podcast release day for the week. And if I do more throughout the week, maybe more episodes will come out. But you know what? I'm really just trying to be consistent. And Monday has really apparently been the consistent day that I'm putting podcasts out. So I'm sticking to it. So if this one doesn't sound like the last couple episodes, well, it's because I'm not recording the same way. I'm not using my setup, my mic, and all that stuff. I'm going guerrilla style, kinda. No, not kinda. Definitely. I'm definitely going guerrilla style. And I'm going to try to multitask. I'm going to try to get through this edit, which I should probably, refocus on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do more than one thing at a time, because I really feel like that's primarily the most effective way I can be doing this for now. And I'm rolling with it. I'm going with the flow. I'm rolling with how I'm best capable of doing this. Now, can I keep talking while focusing, while putting my focus elsewhere simultaneously? Well, we're gonna find out. And if it does work to a degree where I'm like, wow, that's not complete and utter trash, maybe this is something I can proceed, a method I can proceed with. Not every time, not every episode, but at least for this one, and maybe other ones when I gotta get caught up. And once I'm caught up, I can maybe, quite possibly, have a more structured system of doing this. Taking on a lot. A lot of people just have a podcast, or a lot of people just have a vlog. I am really trying to focus on all of them. Content creator is what it's called. Now, idealistically, a video along with this podcast audio would be more ideal. It would be much more ideal. And I'll get back to that. I will. I'm going to get back to, you know what I really want to get back to? I really want to get back to doing the lesser known Disney character podcasts. I really enjoy those because, as those of you out there who are following along, I'm a Disney adult. Now, there seems to be a lot of shame thrust upon those who identify as Disney adults. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a flying fart about that. I wear it with pride. Disney brings me joy. It has my entire life. The nostalgia did a little. Nostalgia would have been the word, but I like to make up words. The nostalgia of it, even just like beyond the nostalgia, just the current state of things. I just love it. I love it. It brings me joy. It brings me a lot of joy. It is a very, very deep influence in what I'm trying to do on my own, and what, and why we're a Disney family as well. Like, I don't have to explain myself, okay? I don't need to explain myself to you because I don't care. I don't care to. I don't know, man. I don't get the shame that some folks out there try to thrust upon those who identify as Disney adults. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's like, if it's not your thing, then cool, man. It's not your thing. Whatever. What do you care if it's my thing? Like, how does one feel a sense of superiority over those who take joy in something? It's wacky to me. I don't condemn, I say you, but I don't necessarily mean you per se, the person listening to this, because I presume if you're listening to this, then you are of a similar mindset, maybe. Like, maybe you're into the same things I'm into, and that's why you care to listen to this. Maybe you're not. But then that sort of beckons the question of why are you listening to this? Like, you know what I mean? I'm finding it's setting in. I'm finding it a little difficult to multi-focus, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. But yeah, if you're a Disney adult and people attempt to shame you for it, well, you know what? They don't matter. They don't matter. This is your place. This is your laughing place. Everyone has a laughing place to go ho-ho. Okay? And this is it. Man, I miss Zippity Doodah. I genuinely miss it. Like, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, it's a good ride. It's fun. It's aesthetically pleasing. And there will be a Leal Legacy View POV ride through of that ride coming shortly. But is it a ride? Is it good enough to where I feel it was worth the sacrifice of Splash Mountain? Not really. Not really. I would have preferred them to have kept Splash Mountain. And I don't know, man. I don't know. There's going to be those people out there who are like, yeah, but Splash Mountain was based on Song of the South, and Song of the South is racist. And I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Song of the South was not a racist IP for Disney. It wasn't. I mean, the hero of the story, Uncle Remus, I presume that if it was a racist piece of material, then the hero of it all would not be a joyful African-American man. But that's just my opinion. Oh, but he was a slave. Yeah, he was. He was. And that was just a reflection of the time. Just because slavery is bad, and it's something that the United States had to overcome, doesn't mean that we get to pretend it never existed. You can't pretend that history didn't exist, because when you start pretending that aspects and points of history did not exist, well, guess what? You open the door to repeat it. You got to learn from the mistakes. You got to recognize the mistakes, and you got to roll with it. You got to keep it in mind. So this whole anti-Song of the South thing, just because you pretend it doesn't exist doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It happened. Culturally, regrettably so, it happened. And that it wasn't just a United States thing. Slavery is like a thing that happened all around the world, and horrifically enough, still tends to happen today. But I digress. I don't support the. I'd rather acknowledge it, and just be like, yeah, that was a dark time in our country's history, but let's acknowledge it and ensure it doesn't ever happen again, right? But the movie itself, the IP itself, the story itself, the content within itself was not racist content. Just because it reflects a time period doesn't promote said aspects of said time period. You know what I mean? Because Song of the South exists, and because you can watch it and even enjoy it, doesn't mean you support slavery. It doesn't. And it's a moronic thing to presume otherwise. So get off your high horse, get over yourself. You're not some sort of, social justice Superman because you condemn that movie. You're not. It doesn't make you a better person, and it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you a bad person if you enjoy the film, if you enjoy the songs. And guess what? I enjoyed the film, and I enjoy the songs. I do. I find it to be a Disney treasure, honestly. You got songs like Laughing Place. You got songs like Zippy. You have Zippity Doodah comes from that. Zippity flippin' Doodah comes from Song of the South, and that is one of the greatest musical pieces ever produced. I would say by Disney, but you know what? Beyond by Disney. And it was like the OG Who Frames Roger Rabbit movie style. The crossover of live action and animation. And in what was the year? 1946, I think it came out. Doing that back in the 40s, crossing over live action and animation, that is a testament of just innovation. Animation innovation. And just like cinematic innovation. Brilliant, honestly, that they were capable of doing that at that time. Now, we've gotten Roger Rabbit since then, Space Jam, even right now, Jon Favreau is doing the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. I believe it's a film for Disney Plus. And I adore that on so many levels. It's going to be another hybrid animation live action crossover film, and it features my favorite, hands down my favorite Disney character of all time, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And there would be no Oswald the Lucky Rabbit movie without Roger Rabbit, without Song of the South. So anyhow, that tangent all stems from, was the transition from Splash Mountain to Tiana's Bayou Adventure worth it? And I don't think so. I don't think so. I enjoy both rides. I'm not just over the top, like, anti the update, but I'm definitely of the mind that they could have left it alone. They could have left it alone, and they should have left it alone. And do they even utilize those songs anymore? Do they use Zippity Doodah anywhere else anymore? I don't feel like they do. I've been to at least Walt Disney World a handful of times since the transition from Splash Mountain to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and I haven't heard Zippity Doodah anywhere. You know how, like, you can walk around the park and you'll hear just kind of like instrumental versions of various Disney songs? Well, Zippity Doodah has not popped up yet. That's not to say that it's not part of the ambiance soundtrack of Disney and Disney parks, but I haven't heard it, and that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy if that's not there anymore. What was I'm gonna get back to, yeah, man, if you're a Disney adult and people try to give you grief, who cares? Who cares? There's a hole in their life that they wish they had something joyous to fill that gap, but you know, they don't have it. They don't have it. And I'm sure if they found it, I'm sure if they found something to fill that joyless hole in their life, they wouldn't condemn those of us who take great joy in all things Disney. And then also, I'm not great at it, but I do it. I do Jiu-Jitsu. So you want to come to my face and start criticizing me for being a Disney adult? Well, I'm gonna armbar you. I'm gonna put you in a guillotine and you go night night. unless you outrank me, then I may have a harder time doing that. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm telling you. I feel it sometimes. I do. And even my coaches are kind of like, he doesn't suck as much as he used to suck. He still sucks. Justin still sucks. But not as bad. Not as bad as he once sucked. Again, he sucks, but not as much. And you know what? If you are a jiu-jitsu practitioner, that is truly the best you can hope for. Ultimately, you just hope to suck less. There will always be someone out there capable of choking you, but you just hope that you make it hard for them. You make it hard for them. And best case scenario, they can't do it. And even more of a best case scenario, you find a way to be able to do it to them. I condone violence. I condone violence. Let's see. Sorry, I'm watching this video and I'm making my cuts. Anywho, the video I'm working on right now is a POV ride-through of Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. That's right, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. From a trip we took just about like a year ago. Some time ago. And like I said, I collect footage and then I end up doing nothing with it. And I want to get out of that habit. Because I shoot it with intent. I really want to I want to make a life of doing this. I somewhat do. But I want to make even more of a life doing this. And in order to do that, I need to utilize the footage I collect. So that being said, keep a lookout keep a lookout for this video coming up at leallegacy.com. And I'm going to get more into that too. It's leallegacy.com. That's it, man. That's it. I don't even know if I really care to promote the various social media platforms we have anymore. I just don't care. I'm kind of convinced a lot of these platforms are just full of bots, to be honest with you. They're full of bots, and then I've noticed that followers and subscribers and whatever, like, they're not always offered your content. And I find that to be maddening. Like, if somebody cares enough to subscribe to your channel or to follow your social media page, then show them what you're putting out. Meta, Google, X, all these places. Show the people who follow what you're putting out. Because why else did they follow in the first place? I presume people follow and subscribe because they want more of whatever someone is putting out. And then if you're not showing it to them, that's wild. That is absolutely wild to me. And then, like, how can you tell? How can you truly tell if, like, likes and even subscriptions and follows, like, how can you truly tell that everybody is a genuine human being? You know what I mean? Like, I listen to a podcast regularly. In this podcast, the host was talking about how he believes the internet is dead. It's just dead out there. It's becoming a vast void of illusion, essentially. Like, you look at people's pages, they have 1 million followers, and it's just like, do they though? How many of that million are not real accounts? And that's crazy to me. And the idea that you can buy followers and all these things, like, what does it all mean? What does it all mean? It really has just truly become another place for your data to be collected and companies to try and sell you stuff. That seems to be all it's become. Now, if you have your own personal and professional website, well, then that in itself, there you go. That's where you can truly tell if what you're putting out is being received by the people who want to see it. Now, again, sure, there can be bots and fake accounts and I don't know, whatever. Like, you're never going to really truly completely avoid that, but I feel like you are without question better off having your own space than being a part of some other collective space. Because that collective space, again, how genuine is it? How genuine are the followers, are the subscribers? Like, what's real anymore? What's real anymore? I don't know. You can only really truly know what's real by becoming entirely self-contained. Yeah, but Justin, these videos on your website, they're from YouTube. Yeah, they are. And that's really because what else am I going to do? Am I going to store all these videos on my website? Well, that's just not practical. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to host these videos elsewhere and then link them to my site. I'll have them embedded on my site while they're hosted other places. If that doesn't, you know what I mean? Because all these things have to be held somewhere. And if I don't have to take up space on my platform, well, I'm not gonna. If I can have what I want to have on my website without taking up internal space, then I'm gonna. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. I feel like that's actually a pretty logical business move. There we go. I made it. I did it. I got all my clips on there. I got it all edited down to where I want it to be. Now it's just mindless maintenance at this point. Now it's going to be easier to multitask, multi-focus. Water. Yeah, I think I can do this. I think this is doable. I think this is feasible. This isn't a crazy thing I'm doing. I mean, it probably is. It's probably crazy, but it's working. So tomorrow I will have a podcast come out, and I will have a video done simultaneously while being a dad. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of it. It's important. It's important. I really am devoted to this self-sufficient way of life. I want to make my own things. I want people to buy my things. I want to be able to self-sustain solo. You know what I mean? I don't want to clock in for anybody. I don't want to spend my life doing the same thing for someone else. I don't want to edit someone else's videos. I don't want to shoot someone else's videos. I don't want to produce someone else's podcast. I don't want to do the dirty work so someone else can reap the reward and reap the benefits. You know what I mean? I'm done with the office jobs. I'm done with the being a cog to elevate someone else. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a pyramid scheme. It's all a pyramid scheme. Like, you work at a grocery store, cool. I commend you for it. I need to buy food, and people need to keep the places that I buy food running. But at the same time, I don't want to be someone who is building up someone else's dream. I want to build my own dreams. I want to build up my goals. I want to build up my vision. I don't want to invest my time or take time away from raising my kids or spending time with my family to elevate someone else. So that's why I'm so devoted to making this work, making this a thing. And I really encourage other people to do the same. We live in an age where everyone is capable of doing this. You don't have to have gone to school for this. You don't have to have gone to, you have to learn how to do everything. Like, everything has to be learned to a degree and do it. And what I'm saying is, like, the resources to learn how to do anything these days is so much more easily accessible that there is no excuse not to do it. You know what I mean? There's no excuse not to anymore. And that's something I have to coach myself with too. I have to coach myself with understanding that as well. Because there are those days where it's like, man, nobody's buying shirts. Man, this podcast isn't being received like I want it to be, or you know what I mean? Like, views aren't where I want them to be. And that's a really disheartening feeling, and that's a really discouraging feeling. But the only way to get past that is to keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? You just got to keep going. You got to keep going. I feel like a lot of people who want to be content creators, or they want to be podcasters, or they want to have their own business, like they don't see immediate reward, they don't see immediate success, and that deters them from pressing forward. Yeah, everyone's got to pay bills, they got to support families, they got to do this, they got to make money. I get it. I got to do that too. And I've worked very hard in life to map out a way to be able to do that, while simultaneously chasing this dream, chasing this goal. I want to quit all the time. All the time I want to stop doing it. All the time I want to just give up and just be like, okay, forget it. I'm going to go work at this place and then just collect my check and wait for death. It's sad. I get the necessity of it. I get it. And maybe that's the easy way out. And there's no shame, I guess, in taking the easy way out. If that's what you got, then, personally, me, I can't. Mentally, emotionally, psychologically, I just can't. I can't. I love being with my kids all day long. I love being able to be home with my kids all day and raise them and ensure that they are developing into the kind of humans that I respect, that I admire, that I look up to. I'm not saying that I want my kids to turn out like me. I want them to turn out like the people I admire. You know what I mean? To a degree, yeah. I hope they adopt traits of my personality and my, I hope things about me carry over to them, but not everything. Oh God, not everything. I was talking to Bane the other day, and I was like, because we were in the kitchen, and we were having a make-believe force battle. You know what I mean? Like, we were force pushing each other, and had our lightsabers, and we went at it. And I stopped and I was like, Bane, even as a Sith Lord, I'm happy to know that I am raising a Jedi. Isn't that weird? Because that's contradictory to the whole thing. But he has no reason to be a Sith. I want to provide him a life, and I want to enable him to be good. I want to enable him to be light. I don't want to give him a reason to go dark. You know what I mean? I as a child and throughout my life have had darkness thrust upon me. I've from a young age, losing my parents, and then just like family issues and situations like that, and even through my teens and into adulthood, like there have just been things to inspire a turn to the dark side, and that's I've made peace with it. I've come to terms with that, and I embrace the fact that I am the reigning Sith Lord, the current reigning Sith Lord, because there can only be two. Do I have an apprentice? No, I don't. Or do I? The rule of two in Star Wars, in Sith lore, I understand it. But at the same time, the whole idea of building up another only for them to ultimately take you down is wild to me. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun concept when it comes to like the Star Wars lore, Sith lore. But practically, why do you want to build up the person that's going to cut you down? You know what I mean? I guess essentially I'm doing that by raising kids. Like, eventually I hope that they come to a place where, you know, if they so choose, they continue this Leal legacy empire that I'm dedicated to developing and growing and you know, cementing into the reality of humanity. I hope, you know, one of them does decide to take it over, or collectively. I hope it's like a foundation that they can use to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? It's like a family brand. Maybe one of them grows up to be a contractor or an engineer. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they take this Leal legacy foundation and build upon it in their own right. They take it into a direction that I never thought of. But it's all centralized into our family legacy. And isn't that kind of like what it all is when you look at these like dynasties of families? Like the royal family. And even like when you come to pop culture, like you know, disgustingly enough, like the Kardashians. That's a family empire. That's a family dynasty. They all can go do whatever they want to do within their own right, but they still ride that name. That name that they have is the foundation that allows them to bypass and hurdle over a lot of the intricacies and obstacles that one has to overcome to know success, to find success, to find their ability to be self-sustaining, self-sufficient, and not a part, and not like trapped into building someone else's legacy, building someone else's dream. Build your own legacy, ultimately. And I think that's a big message of what this whole Leal legacy thing is. Like, I want to inspire others to do the same and build their own legacy. Like, embrace whatever legacy is yours. And build it up into your own Disney. You know what I mean? Aim to have your own theme park. Aim to have your own production studio. Aim to have, like, Disney. I think, and then back to the Disney adult thing. Like, Disney as a company, there are people who are like, yeah, it's evil for whatever reason. It's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Everybody has their theories. Everyone has something to say. And that's part of this whole social media thing, is like, everybody's got something to say. And I'm a prophet of free speech. You know what I mean? Like, I am die-hard free speech. Say whatever you want to say. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. So say whatever you want to say. By you saying whatever you want to say, lets me know who you are, what you believe, how you think, and I get to decide, based upon what you say, if you are somebody I care to associate myself or align myself with. If you're a racist person, I'm not going to align myself with you. But how am I going to know that you're that kind of person unless you're freely allowed to say how you feel and what you think? You know what I mean? How do I know that our ideals clash, our ideologies clash, our beliefs clash, if I don't get to hear what you're saying? but people, the speech is hateful. But yeah, okay. And if you don't like people who are hateful individuals, then you're going to want to hear them say these things so you know not to associate with them. Because I think a lot of people get trapped. They get trapped in relationships and friendships and business relationships, and just they get sucked into things because they don't actually know who a person is. And what's the best way to know who a person is? By hearing them out. And then if you don't like what the person's saying, you don't silence them. You don't try to prevent them from saying the things they're saying. You just go, oh, that's how you think? Oh, that's what you believe? Okay. See you later. I'm going this way. You're talking, the way you're talking is taking you that way. I don't want to go that way, so I'm going to go this way. Thanks for letting me know. Glad I was able to hear you. Anyway, I always find myself getting like sucked into that and thrown into a tangent. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is trying to be motivational. I want everybody to be able to build their own legacy, build your platform, build your foundation for your family to be able to platform off of, and be devoted to yourself. Be devoted to you and yours, and not to someone else, not to someone else and their own. Work in collaboration. Don't work for someone. Work in alignment with someone. Ensure that your dream is able to grow alongside theirs. Everybody, that's what I love that idea. Start your podcast, start your vlog, start your website. And let me hear what you have to say. Let me hear what you believe. Let me hear how you think, and maybe we can align, and both of our goals can be achieved symbiotically. That just makes too much sense to me. And then we can get into the whole, like, if everybody's able to do that, then, like, I'm sure levels of depression can go down, and just like, Can you tell that I was getting distracted by what I was trying to do? This clip did not align in a way that I was hoping it would, so I had to get a little finagly with it. It's okay, though. It's okay. We're all okay. Everything's okay. Can I just I should just do that. Hold on. I figured out how to fix it. Figured it out. Everybody just figure it out. You know what I mean? Just figure it out. I just did. Okay. What was I saying? Build your legacy. Be self-sufficient. Don't get sucked into the hype of, don't invest yourself too deeply into things that distract you from your own ability to achieve. Any of that makes sense? Did any of it make sense, or am I just mindlessly ranting? I think that's all this ever is. All this ever is me just mindlessly ranting. But then at the same time, I feel like even my mindless rants can still be beneficial. It's not all a waste. And then maybe you're out there, and I don't know why you would be listening to this if you feel this way, but maybe you're out there and you're just like, well, I don't agree with you and the things you say and the things you do. And you know what? Oh, no. See, that's the problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. I knocked it over. That's a problem. That's a detriment to how I'm doing this is, things being knocked over like that. Hilarious. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, maybe you don't like the things I say. Maybe you don't like the things I do, and that's fine too. That's fine. I understand that I'm not for everybody. I mean, I am a Sith Lord after all. I am a proudly so. You know what I mean? And maybe the things I'm saying right now are just very much aligned with the whole Sith mentality. Right? Because what are the tenets of Sithhood? Let's see. Sith tenets. Tenets. Oh, the Sith in Star Wars lore are guided by a central code that emphasizes passion, strength, power, and victory. That is 1000% what I'm preaching. I am preaching to chase your passion, hold strong, exercise strength in your commitment to your passion, gain power through your commitment and strength to your passion, and ultimately, in the end, be victorious. I don't find that to be bad in any way. I find that to be something that just makes almost too much sense. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You want to be a Jedi? That's cool. But at the same time, let's not pretend like the Sith Code isn't beneficial. Because in my mind it is. And why are those things correlated with darkness? You know what I mean? Like why is the idea of passion, strength, power, and victory, why are those things seen as darkness? I don't think they are. I think those are all tenets that should be embraced. Anyway, the code, often referred to as the Sith Code, is a direct counterpoint to the Jedi's path of peace and serenity. I mean, peace and serenity aren't terrible. But why do peace and serenity, why are those counterpoints to passion, strength, power, and victory? You know? It asserts that peace is a lie. There is only passion. That's something to think about. Is peace a lie? I suppose it all just depends on the person preaching peace. You know what I mean? Do they genuinely want peace, or are they using the idea of peace to lure others into a false sense of security? Are they wearing peace on their sleeve to mask their nefarious intent? Right? Because somebody can just be like, oh yeah, peace and love, and they want to, that's what they preach, but at the same time, deep within, they're still a selfish person, and they're trying to They're just wearing this mask to hide their true intentions. But then again, at the same time, I don't understand why peace and passion are counterpoints. Let's see. It asserts that peace is a lie, there is only passion, and that through passion, strength is gained, which I agree. Be passionate about something. Be passionate about something, and through that passion, you will become a stronger person. Through being passionate of, like, in an artistic form, in a business sense, in a... Here, like, again, it comes back to it. Jiu-Jitsu. If you are if Jiu-Jitsu is a passion of yours, you will in turn undoubtedly you will gain strength. You will gain strength physically, you will gain strength emotionally, you will gain strength mentally, you will gain strength in a conscious and subconscious level. You know what I mean? If you're passionate about content creation, if you're passionate about your podcast, if you're passionate about your vlog, if you're passionate about the products you develop that you aim to sell to others, if you are passionate about that, you will only gain strength in the experience of chasing that passion and fulfilling that passion and succeeding in that passion. It'll make, again, like I just said, like jiu-jitsu, you will become a stronger person mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually even. Maybe not physically. Maybe if you're just passionate about your podcast, you're not going to gain physical strength because maybe you don't work out. Maybe you just you just spend a lot of that time sitting at your desk or wherever talking into the void, but not all strength is physical. There's something to be said about mental strength, emotional strength, right? Not all strength is physical. I'm getting distracted again, I don't think this is not working, by the way. I think I'm executing this fairly well. Let's see. Okay. Through passion, strength is gained. Through strength, power is gained. Sure. That's undoubtable. If you're a stronger person, you in turn become more powerful. And again, that's not just to say physically. That's not like just take physicality off the table. If through your passion, you're becoming a stronger person, in that mental strength you're gaining, in that emotional strength you're gaining, in that spiritual strength you're gaining, in that psychological strength you're gaining, you in turn, without question, are becoming more powerful. And becoming a more powerful person just makes you a more... I don't know what the word I'm trying to find is. But you want to be powerful. You don't want to be somebody who's easily swayed, easily walked over, easily taken advantage of. You don't want to be somebody who, that's it, easily persuaded, easily manipulated, easily I already said manipulated, like swayed, deceived. You want to be more powerful than that. You want to be somebody so powerful that people look at you and they're like, oh, I can't do those things to them. I can't manipulate this person. They're too powerful for that. I can't walk all over this person. They're too powerful for that. How is that a detriment? I love that. Water. There's something that should be a goal for everyone. Be as powerful as you can be. Now, that's not to say, again, here we go. That can be taken out of context. Context is everything. There are people who abuse power. You want to be a powerful person who doesn't abuse their power. That can be achieved. Now, is there are those people who do abuse power. And there is a temptation to abuse power if you have it. But there is a strength in not doing that. True power comes in the ability to not abuse it. I think if you're somebody who has some sort of a semblance of power and you abuse it, then you're powerful in a certain aspect, but you're not a truly powerful person. You can have power over yourself too. You have to have power over your own temptations and downfalls and temptations. You have to overpower your own temptation. That's true power. To overcome your own temptation is a defining aspect of being powerful, I would argue. So what else? Let's see. Strength is gain. Okay, sorry. I was looking at that weird. So let's see. Peace lie. There's only passion. Through passion, strength is gained. Through strength, power is gained. Through power, victory is achieved. Absolutely. Absolutely. The more powerful you are, the more victorious you will be. And again, that is not exercising power over others, over those who you perceive to be weaker than you. That's not a victorious mindset. That's not victory. Holding power over yourself, over you hold the power to not allow yourself to become someone you can't respect, someone that you respect, man. Right? My idea of power is being able to be one's power is in complete correlation with one's will. You know what I mean? If you have the will to never be broken, to never be beaten down, to never be taken advantage of, to never be manipulated, like if you hold the power to not allow those things to consume you, to get the best of you, that you win. You win. Victory. Victory is achieving your goals. You're becoming the best possible you that you can be. That is the ultimate victory in the end. Right? To be someone that others look up to be someone that others admire for the correct reasons, that's victory right there within itself. And to achieve that, you got to hold power. And to get that power, you got to be strong. And to gain that strength, you have to be passionate about something. I'm telling you, man. Sith Lord. Let's see. So, to round that all out, through passion, strength is gained. Through strength, power is gained. Through power, victory is achieved. And through victory, one's chains are broken. Through victory, one's chains are broken. You can't be held down. You can't be taken advantage of. You can't be manipulated. You can't. True evil people cannot get the best of you. You can't be beaten. Your chains are broken. You are not bound by anyone else. You can't be used, right? One's chains are broken. The Force in this context is seen as a tool for achieving liberation. And what have I been saying this whole time? What have I been saying, right? Liberate yourself. Liberate yourself. Build your own legacy. Don't be someone that is spending their life devoted to building someone else's dream. Don't be someone who is bound to the success of another. Be devoted to your success. Be devoted to what you want to be, who you are. Achieve your own greatness. You don't want to be clocking in to fulfill someone else's destiny. Fulfill your own. You know what I mean? You don't want to be making. You don't want to devote your life to ensuring someone else can live their best life at the sacrifice of your own. You don't want to land in a depression because you're working yourself to death with the goal of someone else's happiness. You know what I mean? And that's not to say, like, don't help others. Definitely help others. Help. You know what I mean? But don't sacrifice yourself to, because saying it almost sounds contradictory to what I mean. You know what I mean? You don't want to sacrifice who you are in an effort to get someone to be who they want to be. You know what I mean? Symbiotic. If you're doing something that builds someone else up, make sure it builds you up too. Yeah, but I get a paycheck. No, it's beyond that. If you're working for someone else and making their life easier so they can spend more time with their kids while sacrificing the ability to spend time with your kids, that's insane. If you're working yourself to exhaustion, if you're working yourself to death so someone else could enjoy their life, there's an imbalance there. There needs to be a balance. You need to, if you're going to be working hard for someone else, then that person simultaneously needs to be working hard for you. You know what I mean? Don't make your life harder to make someone else's life easier. If you're working for something, it should be making your life easier and their life easier. You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to, this whole, like, build your own legacy. And then align yourself with people who, if they're doing the same thing, if they're building their legacy and you're building your legacy, then work together to simultaneously build your own while working together. You're helping them build theirs while they're helping you build yours, and you're growing together. One's chains are broken, achieving liberation. And then that comes back to the whole slavery thing that we started out with, Song of the South. Don't be a slave for anybody. Equality. There needs to be an equality in investment in time and life and passion. I'm telling you, man, this all makes sense. I hope it all makes sense. Here's a breakdown of the core tenets of the Sith Code. Peace is a lie. The Sith reject the Jedi ideal of peace, viewing it as strength, still dyslexic. Peace is a lie. The Sith reject the Jedi ideal of peace, viewing it as stagnation and weakness. Yeah, don't stagnate yourself while someone else... Don't stagnate yourself so someone else can grow. You both need to grow. Don't stagnate yourself so someone else can be stronger. Don't stagnate yourself. Yeah, don't stagnate yourself so someone else can grow. Grow together. That's pretty straightforward. That makes sense to me. Passion is the source of strength. The Sith believe that emotions, particularly passion, are not to be suppressed, but rather channeled to fuel their power. Yup. If you're passionate about something, don't let others suppress it. You find something that builds you, that brings you joy, don't let someone else suppress that. If you hold passion in something, be it a creative passion, like a intellectual passion, a physical passion, don't let it be suppressed. Channel it, and in channeling it, fuel your power. The next one, strength leads to power. By embracing passion and its resulting strength, the Sith seek to accumulate power. Yeah, embrace your passion, become stronger as a result of embracing your passion, and ultimately become more powerful through the strength you gain from embracing your passion. Boom. Leal legacy. Your legacy, whoever you are, your legacy. Embrace it. Be passionate. Your legacy is based upon your passion. Make your passion your legacy and become stronger in doing so, and in turn, become a more powerful person. And in that power, conquer your depression, conquer your stagnation, and be the best you can be. Be the best you can be. Next up, power grants victory. The ultimate goal of the Sith is to achieve victory, often through the use of their power. Yeah, the more powerful you are, the more likely you are to be victorious. The more powerful you are, the more likely you are to be content with who you are, content with your place in life, content with the world around you. And that contentment is the antithesis to depression. And depression is like a plague. Depression is a plague that so many people are just bound by. And I truly believe there's a way through it. Embrace the passion, become stronger, in that strength. You gain the power to become victorious, and that victory is overcoming any sort of emotional or mental ailment you may have. Boom. Victory breaks chains. Victory breaks chains. Through victory, the Sith believe that they break free from any perceived limitations or constraints, including the shackles of morality or social expectations. Now, the morality part, I don't know. Be a moral person. Be a good person. But, be a genuinely good person. Don't be somebody following the herd and buying into things you don't truly believe because you want to uphold the illusion that you're a good person. I feel like a lot of people do that. I feel like a lot of people latch on to bad ideas and bad ideologies because they think it's going to reflect to others that they come across as a good person, but this thing that they're leeching onto or latching onto isn't actually a moral thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that going on out there. And there's a lot of faces to that too. That's not one thing in particular. That's not one mindset in particular. But there are a lot of things out there that certain people, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. Propagate? Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. But you know what I mean. The Force as a tool. The Sith believe the Force, or more specifically, the dark side of the Force, is a tool to be wielded and mastered to achieve their goals. They don't seek to become one with the Force like the Jedi. Instead, they see it as a means to an end. Yeah. I think that makes sense. You're not trying to become one with anything, per se. You're trying to achieve your own individual goals. You don't want to be one with the herd. You don't want to be one with the crowd. You want to be you. You want to achieve your goal. You don't want to achieve anyone else's. You want to achieve yours. And maybe your goals align with those around you. Sure, then achieve them simultaneously. But if who you are doesn't align with what everyone else is pitching, then don't become one with that. Don't sacrifice who you are for the shackles of this illusion of morality. I'm telling you. The Sith see conflict and competition as neutral and even necessary for growth and progress, contrasting with the Jedi's emphasis on harmony and cooperation. The ideology is often presented as a path of ruthless ambition where power is the ultimate measure of success. Yeah, it's worded interestingly, but I think I agree. The harmony and cooperation part, though, I can get behind that in the Jedi method. Be harmonious with those around you and cooperate with those who align with your morality. But don't cooperate with things you don't believe to be good. Don't cooperate with things that you don't see to be, that don't align with your own morals. You know what I mean? If you're like, hey, there's something fishy about this. Hey, there's something wrong here. Don't fall into a blind cooperation with it. And be ruthlessly ambitious. Don't let anyone hold you down. Don't let anyone try to sway you from becoming the best you can possibly be. I mean, in part, don't break others down in ruthless ambition. Don't step on others to get where you need to be. But don't be stepped on either. You know? I like it. It makes sense to me. How did we get there? How did we get there? I don't really remember. but it all makes sense to me. With that being said, come on over to leallegacy.com and scope out all the killer content we got available for you, including our Legacy by Leal merchandise. Shop our Legacy by Leal store. Pick yourself up something nice. Right now, big focus in our neo-traditional Disnerd. Gotta say Disnerd. You can't really just say Disney because, copyright and all that kind of stuff. But Disney-themed neo-traditional designs is something I'm pretty proud of and is really at the focal point right now of what I'm putting out. Scope it out. If you're a Jiu-Jitsu person, I developed this whole graveyard grappler line. Check that out. I got ranked versions of said design. So whatever your belt rank is, you can find this design that matches. I'm burning out. I tried to do too much all at one time, and now it's 1:30 in the morning. So it being late mixed with my mind being ripped into two different directions while I was doing this. I'm feeling it. So really, truly, come on over to leallegacy.com and get more of this. Get more of this in various different avenues. The Leal Legacy podcast. Like, subscribe on your preferred podcast platform. Leave a review. Leave a comment. Leave a rating. Whatever you're able to do. Check out our vlogs. Our Legacy of Leal vlog. Our family vlog. Follow along with, the fun stuff we do. Check it out. Hopefully you find it entertaining. I'm entertained creating it. Hopefully you're entertained consuming it. And then our POV channel, where it's less, chit-chatty vloggy and more just kind of like life through our lens. Got a lot of Disney ride-throughs on that channel. So scope it out. Go subscribe on YouTube. Like, comment, notification bell, all those things. And then if you're still someone who's into social media, it's just at Leal Legacy across the board. LEAL Legacy, at Leal Legacy, everywhere and everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. I don't know. But again, I'm really more into promoting the central hub of it all, because everything, all these separate entities, all these separate things, all these different pieces of content all culminate into one umbrella website, leallegacy.com. And there you have it. There you have it. Again, check out our store. And yeah, as always, I appreciate you. And hopefully you gained something from this nonsensical ramblings that spewed from my face. Yeah. Hey, we started off with that laugh, and here we are ending with it. Go watch Dracula. Go watch Bela Lugosi's Go watch Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and that laugh will make way more sense to you. Later.